All right, before we get out of here, one final task, and that's our favorite bet of the weekend. I'll start here. This is gonna be one that you don't agree with. All right, so my favorite bet of the weekend, I'm going Georgia State plus 10.5 against Coastal Carolina. I make this game around 17 with Grayson McCall, who's out. I have him worth 10 points to the spread. It's one of I think, the most important player in all of college football to his team. If you look at it, total EPA for a quarterback, he's number one in the nation. This offense with him, complete juggernaut. But this Coastal team overall hasn't really impressed me this year. And here's who they beat: Citadel, Kansas. They beat Buffalo by 3. UMass, ULM, Ark State. These are the most poverty defenses. These are the 5 or 6 worst defenses in the country. They lost to App State. They beat Troy by 7 at home. And then they just beat Georgia Southern 28-8 in a monsoon. A Georgia Southern team that is awful. But in a game that was 0-0 with 4 minutes to go in the first half. And then you have fumble at their own 30, touchdown. Georgia Southern fumble at their own 30, touchdown. Punt block, touchdown, 21-0, game over. This Coastal team has played nobody. And I think that their defensive line their whole defensive front is vulnerable to Georgia State's rushing attack. This Georgia State defense is playing better of late. And motivation. Georgia State last year, who lost a number of close games. They won possession games to App State, one possession game to Louisiana, lost at home to this Coastal team 51-0. And it was embarrassing. They were talking about it all week. And I think they're going to come out with their hair on fire here. They're playing for bowl eligibility. They need to win out. If they win this game, they're going to have a really good shot because they close with Arkansas State and Troy at home. So I think you get their max effort here. I think Grayson McCall is that important. Coastal Carolina has not impressed me against the teams that they played that weren't the 5 worst defenses in the country. Give me the Panthers plus 10.5 against Coastal Carolina.
We're certainly going to find out how much Bryce Carpenter is worth. I mean, he's been there for 4 years. He knows the offense well. And this week, they'll actually be able to tailor the offense to his skill set, which is like Grayson McCall light. So we'll certainly see what the drop off, the value over replacement player, the term we use in baseball, what we get here.
Yeah, I have 10 points, so maybe I'm wrong, but I think he's that important.
Well, I'm going to give, I would say 2 best bets, but if you want to go back and listen to San Diego State, listen to that. That is my favorite play of the week. I'm going to stick with that, but I'm going to flip over and I'm going to take Missouri. I'm going to take Missouri over South Carolina. South Carolina is going on the road. They just beat Florida by 30. And that's because Florida had 30 players on an IV stricken with the flu. South Carolina heads over to Missouri, a Missouri team that covered Georgia. First time of the season, Missouri's actually covered a game. They did it without their quarterback, Connor Bazelak. Connor Bazelak is back this week. Missouri's at home, catching a point. I see some picks out there. This is just a game right here where it's just complete overreaction. There is going to be a lot of bettors and a lot of sides that are on South Carolina against a Missouri team that, I mean, let's face it. I mean, Drinkwitz was still driving as hard as he could in the last couple drives of that game against Georgia to get to South Carolina. There has been a lot of luck factor into South Carolina's games. They've won some games this year where their post-win probability was below 50%. South Carolina does not deserve to go to a bowl game, even though they probably are going to. But this is a great buy low spot on Missouri, a team that's still trying and gets their starting quarterback back from injury. Missouri for me.